Happy Saturday, welcome to the vlog. So today, I don't feel too bad. I've had a decrease in dizziness. I don't really understand why. I don't know that I've done anything different in since the last time you saw me, which was several days ago now. Don't get me wrong, I'm still dizzy. I still feel it right here, but I was able to get through some of my work this morning without too much trouble, and I even played a little bit of my Switch, which I have not been able to do like at all because it's like it just makes me too dizzy because I have like the handheld one. There's also a part of me that's like really afraid to like push myself. You know what, as I'm talking, I realized that the one thing that I haven't been doing is exercising. Like that has been the biggest change since the last time I saw you, is I'm not pushing myself physically to do anything of like exercise. I've walked around my backyard a little bit, but like not to the same intensity as I was before. I'm not lifting any weights like I had been doing. And that's frustrating, as I mentioned in the last video, because of how beneficial exercise is. But right now, if it's causing me that much of an increase in my dizziness, I'm gonna hold off on it as long until I'm able to see the neurologist or whatever. Or even after I start the VRT, which is still a couple weeks away. Anyway, it's been 3 weeks since I've watered my plants, so I'm gonna do that today. And I also wanted to show you a couple of updates on some of my plants. So I ended up moving my ZZ plant over here because it was a taller plant. I felt it looked better. But then also I cannot think of what that plant is called. I was trying to think of it earlier and I cannot think of what this little plant, there's one of them here too. Whatever that plant is called, it's so common, like so many people have that plant, it's so easy to take care of. Anyway, it used to be over here, but I've now moved it over there, and I feel like it gets more sunlight and it just seems a lot happier. So the other thing I did with this plant, took one of the arms of it and like put it up here, and it's started to like seek out the light of the window, and I think it's so freaking cute the way that it's, I don't know if cute's the right phrase, but like just the way that it's like seeking out the sunlight. I am still concerned about my money plant. I don't know why. I googled it and it was like, oh, you're probably overwatering it, so I didn't water it 3 weeks ago. The soil's really dry. I feel like I should water it now. But yeah, I'm just like obsessed with this little, I love it. A not so good update is this guy, where I was doing the experiment to see if keeping him in the plastic container to water him, but it's just, I had to like take out so much of like his dying. Anyway, this experiment failed. I don't know how other people do it. I don't know how other people keep their plants alive in the plastic container. But I need to repot him or else he's gonna completely die. He's so cute though. And then, of course, my favorite plant. She is thriving. She's doing so well. I'm so pleased with just how wonderful she's doing. I have not been filming. I have not had the desire to film. Last week, it was just because I had been struggling so much with my dizziness. My dizziness was astronomical. My dizziness has increased significantly since that time. And I figured it out. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the previous clip when I was watering my plants or not, but I've realized that one of the triggers for my dizziness is any amount of physical exertion. So I was exercising, as you saw, a lot, and that was just keeping me in this like really horrible dizzy vertigo cycle, and I was never able to like get over it, and it would just build and build and build until I was like at my breaking point, and that's when I would then have to take something to help. But like it was, my quality of life was so poor during that time, like in between taking the medication, that it was so unbearable. But once I made the connection that it was the physical exertion, because I also noticed it when I was playing with my dog, that I was like suddenly really dizzy, and that wasn't quite as strenuous, I don't know what I'm trying to say, as exercising was, but it was enough So I have felt better this week, but I just have not had a desire to talk. I haven't had a desire to film, record anything. I've just been working. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm also waiting for a friend who's gonna stop by and pick up one of my old blenders. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't been thinking about recording anything, filming anything, talking about anything. I don't really know why. I don't have a reason for it. I had therapy yesterday. It was great. We're gonna do an EMDR session next week, specifically on like my thoughts around dizziness, which is gonna be interesting. I had gotten the idea from a friend of mine who's a therapist who's currently in EMDR training, and so I brought it up with my therapist who is trained in EMDR already and asked her, like, is this something that can be done? Like, is this something we can do? And so we wrote up a protocol for it, and then next week we'll actually like attempt to do an EMDR session on my dizziness itself, which is gonna be interesting. But yeah, like I said, I've just been working, and I'm reading that book, The Last Time I Lied, and I'm really liking it. I'm not reading it super fast like I did with the Colleen Hoover book. There's something about the way Colleen Hoover writes that's just so easy to read. Like, it's so simple and it's just such a fast read. But not that The Last Time I Lied is like complicated or complex writing, and it's certainly not flowery and metaphoric like The Marvelous Light was. I don't know, it's just taking me longer to read, but I am really enjoying it. It's like a mystery, it's a thriller. It takes place at a girls' camp, and it's split. The book is split between like every couple of chapters. It's like 15 years ago when the girl was a camper at the camp, and then present time when she's like an adult going back teaching painting. And there's like a big mystery, and it's really interesting, and I'm like really interested. I think about it even when I'm not reading it. Like, I want to be reading because I want to know like what happens. I want to know what the big mystery, what the big secret is. I don't know, like my dizziness has been, I'm still dizzy, don't get me wrong. I am still so dizzy. I was just sitting here and like I caught myself. It's so weird because every once in a while I'm hesitant to like reenact it on camera, but because I'm not going to do it with my head. But say this is my head. I'm sitting here, looking at my computer, and it just feels like all of a sudden my body just like goes like that. And I don't actually like fall, but it's just like that feeling of falling like that, like and it's like so unsettling, and it like goes throughout my whole body, and I'm just like, I hate that. I hate it. Like, I just feel like I all of a sudden lose my balance even though I'm sitting. Like I said, I've had a decrease in my dizziness, which has been awesome, but for some reason I just have not had the desire to talk to a camera. I don't know why. Not that any of you really care, I'm sure, but not a whole lot is going on. I finished the Dropout, which I really enjoyed. So if you're looking for a scripted, dramatized telling of what happened with Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos, I recommend that. I think Amanda Seyfried did such an amazing job. And I've seen people online be like, why is she acting like that? I'm like, because she's portraying Elizabeth Holmes. Like, I think she did perfect. Like, Elizabeth Holmes is so weird. Like, she acts so weird. And Amanda Seyfried did an amazing job at it. So I recommend The Dropout. And then I'm currently watching, because they're releasing new episodes every week or so, The Girl from Plainville, which has Elle Fanning in it. And it's the story of the girl who like encouraged her boyfriend over text messages to unalive himself. It's really horrible, and I'm actually kind of conflicted about it because I don't know, like we're like entertained by a story of like something really horrible that actually happened to real people and not even that long ago. It is well acted though. And I'm, it's interesting, and I am enjoying it, even though it makes me feel kind of bad, like I feel conflicted about it. I love the acting's great though, and the guy that plays the boy, I like how they've done it, because like their entire relationship was basically through text, and so instead of like, I mean, they do show text on the screen like as they're texting, But it's interesting how they'll film them, the two of the actors, like as if they're actually talking face to face, but they're actually just, it's actually just over text. It's interesting, okay? The way that they've done it is really interesting. Not finished with that yet. I don't think all the episodes are out. The other thing I'm still watching Lost. I'm only in the end of season 3 for that. Still enjoying it. It's really interesting how many times they mention that they're already dead, that they're dead. I had forgotten that they get word that everyone thinks. Oh, my friend is on her way. So with Lost, I had forgotten that away from the island, the plane had apparently been found with the dead bodies in it. So everyone that's not on the island just assumes that everyone is dead. Like that, and that's actually like how the ending is. At least that's what they claimed at the end, was that was true. Like everyone, I don't know, but then it gets weird because then like 6 of the survivors get to go back. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still watching it. Lost is such a crazy, crazy show. Some of it's so silly though, and I forgot how silly it can be, but I'm enjoying it. I'm on the last episode of the series The Act, which has been on since I think 2019, and I thought I had already watched it, but when I started watching it this past week, I was like, I don't remember any of this, so I must have watched something else similar. But The Act is about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who was the girl that was like, was experiencing, I don't know how to phrase it, but Munchausen by proxy, where her mom was like making her sick, or like convincing her that she was sick, that she had to use a wheelchair, and like scammed all these people and to give them money and to like build them a house for her daughter, who she claimed was disabled but wasn't, and she was just like keeping her trapped as like a prisoner her whole life until Gypsy like met a boyfriend who with like mental challenges that she then asked him to kill her mom. It's such a horrible situation that involved real people, and here I am watching a like scripted, dramatized for entertainment. I don't know. It's like a weird conflict that I'm like realizing, and I'm like, I don't know, like like what the mom did was horrible, obviously. But like everyone's a victim. Everyone is a victim. The boy that killed the mom is a victim. Gypsy, she's a victim. The mom is a victim. Everyone's a victim. Like it's so sad. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. If you have any recommendations for anything a little bit lighter, a little bit more positive, I've been ending the night watching Friends, which I've seen Friends like several times over, but that's the one that I put on like at the end of the night when I'm like, okay, let's watch something light that I'm like very familiar with. So yeah, I hope your week has been well. For me, like I said, my dizziness has improved, but I just like have not been in the mood to talk at all. I'm just working in my to-do lists. Be safe, be well. I hope you find ways to enjoy your life, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.